problem with the four-wheeler here. I was getting just a click when I turned the ATV over. So let's do a little diagnostics here, try to figure out what it is. I think I already know, but first thing you want to do is check your battery. Make sure you got voltage to the battery, or from the battery I should say. So at rest you should be at like just over 12 volts. We got 12.5 volts, so that's a good battery. So you've got power coming from your solenoid at all times, from your battery to your solenoid at all times. This is your switch that will basically connect the connector in here and send power out the solenoid through this wire to your starter here, this one with the purple tape on it. So with the bike off, we should have 12 volts to basically the battery side of the solenoid here. So we'll connect our negative and connect the positive lead. We got 12.4 volts. Good. So we should have nothing on the output side of the solenoid. We don't. So hopefully, see if I can get this to stay here. When I hit the starter, I should get voltage through the solenoid. And I have that, 12.2 volts. So the next thing you want to do is test your starter. So I've already pulled my starter out here, but let's put a battery on it and see what it does. Alright, so with these, you basically, the starter will be grounded to the frame, or it'll have a separate ground usually that will connect somewhere on the frame of the starter, the body of the starter, and then your positive, it'll have a terminal like this. So got my jumper box on here, and that immediately should start taking off and spinning, and it's basically stuck. So that tells me I probably have a bad starter. I mean, unless I just didn't have my ground connected here, but yeah, we're not doing anything with that. So I bought a new starter. Let's see if that was actually the issue. Alright, let's try that again. Ground to the body of the starter. That's a good starter. Alright, I think I can throw this back together and then we'll make sure everything works. So if you're testing just the starter, you don't need it out like I had out. I just couldn't get leads to it to test it while it was still in place, and I was 95% sure that it was the starter. So that's why I pulled it out to test it like I did. But pretty simple. There's not a whole lot to it, and hopefully that helps somebody. So I don't use this thing hardly at all. I rode it like once last year, but I went out, wanted to back it out of the garage the other day so I could get the boat out of there, and it didn't start, so I brought it in, and now if we do need it, it's good to go.